Have you ever caught yourself living inside a conversation that never actually happened? You're lying in bed, taking a shower, or staring out of a window when suddenly you're somewhere else. You're saying everything you wish you had said. You're finally winning an old argument. Someone who hurt you apologizes. Someone you admire finally notices you. For a few moments, it feels incredibly real. Then reality quietly pulls you back, leaving you wondering, why does my mind keep creating these stories? If you've ever thought this means you're simply overthinking or wasting your time, the truth is far more fascinating. What you're experiencing isn't just imagination. It's one of the brain's oldest survival mechanisms. Your brain was never designed to simply remember the past. It was designed to predict the future. Long before humans built cities, our ancestors survived by imagining what could happen next. What if that sound is a predator? What if this path is dangerous? The people whose brains constantly simulated different possibilities were the ones most likely to survive. Thousands of years later, your brain is still running the same software. The only difference is that today's dangers aren't wild animals. They're rejection, embarrassment, failure, heartbreak, and uncertainty. So instead of imagining predators, your mind imagines conversations, relationships, interviews, arguments, and futures that haven't happened yet. But have you noticed something strange? Most of these imagined scenarios aren't random. They almost always revolve around something emotional, a conversation you wish had gone differently, a future where people finally understand you, a version of yourself that's more confident, admired, or successful. That's because your brain hates unfinished emotional experiences. In psychology, there's a phenomenon known as the Zeigarnik Effect, which shows that unfinished events stay active in our minds far longer than completed ones. It's almost like your brain refuses to close the file. Instead, it keeps reopening the memory, searching for a better ending. Since reality doesn't give second chances, your imagination becomes the place where your brain keeps trying. There's another system quietly working behind all of this. Neuroscientists call it the default mode network, a network of brain regions that becomes active whenever you're not focused on a task. While you're resting, walking, or staring into space, this network starts connecting memories, emotions, and future possibilities. It's constantly asking one question: what happens next? That's why your imagination often becomes most active at night, during long showers, or while traveling. Your body is resting, but your brain is still trying to prepare you for tomorrow. The surprising part is that these imagined scenarios aren't always unhealthy. Sometimes they're actually useful. Athletes mentally rehearse competitions. Public speakers imagine successful presentations. Surgeons visualize complex procedures before entering the operating room. The brain often uses imagination as a rehearsal space. The problem begins when rehearsal quietly becomes replacement. Instead of preparing you for life, your imagination starts becoming the place where life happens. You imagine telling someone how you feel so many times that you never actually say it. You picture yourself becoming successful, but never begin the work. Your mind gives you the emotional reward without asking you to take the real-world risk. So how do you know whether your imagination is helping you or trapping you? Ask yourself one simple question. After imagining this scenario, do I feel more ready to act or less willing to act? If your imagination pushes you toward action, it's preparing you. But if it gives you enough comfort that you no longer feel the need to do anything, it has quietly become an escape. The goal isn't to stop imagining. That would be impossible. Your imagination is one of the most remarkable abilities your brain has ever developed. The goal is to remember what it's actually for. Your mind can write endless drafts, but only reality creates the final story. Every imagined conversation, every fantasy, every alternate future is simply your brain trying to prepare you for a life it hopes you'll eventually live. But preparation is only valuable if you eventually step onto the real stage. So the next time you catch yourself replaying another perfect conversation or imagining another perfect future, don't judge yourself. Instead, ask, what is my brain trying to prepare me for? Then close the movie in your mind and take one small step in the real world, because your imagination was never meant to replace your life. It was only meant to help you live it.